everyone to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks. Thank you for listening to the show. You know, it's been a crazy, crazy week for me. I'm telling you. I mean, this has been the most craziest week here. And here to talk about it with me is Josh Bryant.
Oh, thanks for having me today.
Hey, man, this is a different kind of show. Usually I have you on the sports show, but now you have kind of joined the off-the-cuff circle of sitting in on kind of the actual real piece of what off-the-cuff is. How do you feel about that?
It feels good. There's a first time for everything, and I feel like my opportunity has come.
Yeah, so it truly has, but I should probably let the audience know a little bit about kind of what's been going on. Nellie might not be so much more consistent on the show because an unfortunate situation happened where she lost one of her family members, and it turns out that she is going to take in her friend's child as a foster kid until she graduates high school. So Nellie's situation's kind of changed to where she's not going to be located near the Off the Cuff studios, so she's moving to Winchester. So it's something that could kind of limit her time. She's definitely still going to be on the show. She's definitely still going to be on the show, but she's not going to be like at the capacity that she was if that happens. But it's not a for sure thing, but I'll keep you definitely posted on it. But Josh, it was a crazy, crazy past week for me because I just did one of the biggest interviews that Off the Cuff has ever had. I interviewed Brad Calipari.
Let's talk about that.
It was a very interesting situation of how it all started. A lot of people ask me, they say, Adam, how in the world did you get Brad Calipari? Well, I'm about to tell you the process of how this whole interview came about. I was listening to a radio show the other day that was talking about Coach Cal, how long he's going to stay at UK. He's never guaranteed how long he's going to stay. But the other day he guaranteed he would stay at least if his son went to UK and played ball, he would coach there until he graduated at least. And that is 4 or 5 more years. That could bring if we got Cal 4 or 5 more years, I will be satisfied with that.
Think about the season we just had. I mean, he does great things almost every year.
Oh, man.
So
I couldn't imagine the program or the state without him. But anyway, like he made that statement. So everybody was talking about, well, where is Brad going to go? So I was like, you know what? I want to what are you looking for? Oh, okay. Over here grabbing stuff. I wanted to talk to Brad and talk about his recruiting process. So I just reached out to him and asked him if he would do the show. You never know what you're going to get from people until you ask it, Josh. I'm telling you. You never know what people will say yes to, so just ask. So I asked him and he said yes, which was really cool because of his name and who he is. He don't have to do this show. He could do any show he wants because of who his dad is. But he chose to do Off the Cuff. He came on, we did an interview, it went great, man. I think it went great. I've got a lot of positive feedback. It's actually the most listened to episode of Off the Cuff yet.
That's awesome. I've been accounted for.
Thank you. So you're one of the listens out there? You know what I think's really cool about it, though, is one of those listens out there, out of all the thousands of listens that it gets, one of those listens, I guarantee you, is Coach Cal. For 2 reasons. One, it's his baby boy. He wants to know what his son's doing, and he wants to know if he actually freaking said anything that could get him in trouble. And 2, he is wanting to see what this is all about because I tagged him in it, his son's in it, and he wants to, make sure his son didn't say anything to get him in trouble.
Yeah, he wants to make sure everything is in good light of him. Of course, he's got a career and, yeah.
Absolutely.
People to keep happy.
So, yeah, the interview I think went pretty cool, but I do want to thank Brad Calipari for doing the interview. It means a lot. So if you do continue on listening, Brad, to Off the Cuff, I really appreciate you as a listener. But, Josh, a lot's been going on around in the world, man. A lot.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, and the first thing I want to talk about, this has been all over the news. I watched MSNBC this morning. I don't know why. But I was watching it, and they were talking about the Meek and Drake feud that's been happening. I just want to say, I think it's really cool that it's happening because hip-hop is all about, personal, like, beefs, controversy. It's always been about like that in hip-hop.
Especially if you look back at the history with, Biggie and Tupac and all them and Ice Cube. So this brings back a little bit of the old style into the new style. And you get to enjoy that more.
You get to enjoy it more as long as it stays within the lyrics. Like when it becomes like on the streets and people are beating people up or killing people.
Then it's getting too real. This is you all are mature now. This is for anybody.
And it's been interesting because they have been keeping it to the lyrics. Drake released a song back to back, and Meek released a song with like the Undertaker's theme song in the background. I don't even know.
He
what
didn't
the
even
name
like
of the
it.
song
The Undertaker was really upset that he did
Was
that.
he?
Mm-hmm. There was news about that.
Oh wow.
I don't know more details. I wish I did.
You know, the Undertaker, man, he didn't want that's part of his character, man, and he don't want that. He has that trademarked.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the Undertaker could definitely whoever the Undertaker is, this character that plays him, could probably sue for using that in that song. Absolutely, I think if he owns the rights to that song, or the WWE could sue.
Unless he changed it a little bit, or at some point in the song, or if he asked him for it. But yeah, I don't think that. I'm sure Meek Mill didn't ask him for his permission.
Yeah, but apparently the feud's over. Meek saying that Drake doesn't write his real. Drake is not really the artist behind his music.
Well,
he has people to write his music.
You know what that's called?
What?
It's called a ghostwriter.
Yeah, he says he had a ghostwriter.
You think Meek Mill doesn't have ghostwriters? Almost all.
Meek Mill was pissed and started that rumor because he wanted Drake to shout out his new album, and Drake didn't do it. So that's what he retaliated to that. And then Drake, he got him, man. I think Drake definitely
he
won.
does way better.
Yeah,
Way better
he's one of the best rappers of our generation.
Agreed. And he's growing still to this day because of everyone that's invested in him. Lil Wayne and Kanye, and they're all invested in him. They want to make him grow and be better.
Do you think Tyga's a rapper that is best of our generation?
I think he's good. I wouldn't put him in the best of our generation. He's had a couple hits. Yeah, I'd put him in the top 50, sure, easy. Top 25, maybe even, but he's got some time to grow still. You know, he's not near far along as Drake. But
I can't, every time I think of Tyga, I can't get past what's going on in his personal life as far as like who he's dating, man. Like,
Remind us.
Like, it's, and the reason I even want to bring it up is because it's huge in who he's dating. He's dating one of the biggest reality characters, biggest reality stars in the country, you know. It's the youngest one.
Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, Kylie Jenner, yeah. She's from Keeping Up
How
with the
old is
Kardashians. She is 17, but she turned 18 today.
Okay.
Today. So Tyga is like, woo, this bitch is legal. So he went out. This has been
going on for years, guys.
It's been going on for years. So he's been like humping and grinding on this girl since she's been 14 and he was like 21. So yeah, that's the type of guy Tyga is. But he bought her a Corvette for her birthday.
He owes it to her.
But there's been rumors saying that they're going to get married. Do you think that's going to happen? If that happens, that means Tyga is going to be a character on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. They get
I
so
would
many.
enjoy that more.
You know, I respect Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I'll tell you why I do. I respect that show because they first of all, it's a reality show that's been going on since 2007. They have almost hit 10 years of running their life. They are a family that's been recorded for almost 10 years. Like it's like the Truman Show in real life for them.
10 years?
The show has been going on almost 10 years.
Wow.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it is crazy.
How big of a fan are you?
I'm not really a big fan. I love Kourtney Kardashian. I think she's hot. The only thing the point I'm trying to make is I respect that show because of all the characters they brought on it. Lamar Odom.
Yes. As a Lakers fan, you have to.
Chris Humphries. Kanye West. I mean, the list goes on and on. Reggie Bush. There's just so many people that these Kardashians date.
Know and hang out with as well.
What's the guy that Khloe dated? It was the French Montana. Yeah, all these just characters. So they keep it, as far as pop culture goes, they keep the show very entertaining.
Mm-hmm. And make it enjoyable for the viewers, for sure.
So, Josh, I like to look at what's trending on Twitter. And one of the things that I saw trending on Twitter was the best party schools in the USA. And I was interested to know what that was because I just find that stuff fascinating of where the rankings are. So if I had to give you one guess, who would you guess was the number one party school? I mean, really, because you already know the answer. But if you had to guess, would you have said this school?
No. You know, I would have guessed, maybe for giggles, somewhere in Kentucky, because Eastern used to be number one.
Yeah.
I'd probably guess somewhere further west. Yes, for sure. More like California or Las Vegas. I'm sure there's a college there. There is, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, the number one party school was the University of Illinois in Chicago, Urbana.
Where they have...
Or is it Urbana, Chicago, I guess? But it was the University of Illinois.
Yeah, in Chicago.
Yeah, in Chicago.
Where it gets cold as crap.
That's the number one party school. I guess people get so cold they just stay in and party.
Yeah,
but some of the
inside parties all the time.
Yes, I remember like there was a time when there was a school here in Kentucky where we had the #1 status, and I say we. I don't know why I said we because I didn't go to the school, but Eastern Kentucky University. Did you? Did you already say that? Yeah. Anyway, so EKU at one point in time was the best party school, but now it belongs to the University of Illinois. Very, very interesting.
It's always fun to look and see where we rank and how close we are. And where were we?
I have no idea.
So we weren't very high up on the list.
No, I didn't even see us. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for doing the show. Josh, it's a pleasure having you, man, on the first off-the-cuff real episode.
Yes, it was. I've enjoyed the show and given some fans a little preview of what's to come. And hopefully to be on the show more, of course.
Yeah, it's going to happen, man, because in Nellie's absence, I'm going to have another voice to do the podcast. It's hard to do the podcast alone. I've tried it. It's tough. I don't know how people like Rush Limbaugh do it. I don't know how he does it. That guy...
Many years of practice, right?
Sits there. He has a 3-hour show and does a podcast. It's crazy.
That is.
But, like I said, I want to thank everybody for joining. And we'll see you in the next episode. We'll see you later.